The Voice fans not happy with new playoff rule. There is a recent change when it comes to The Voice playoff rounds. However, when the singing reality competition show announced the change, many fans immediately disliked the idea. The problem arises with fans believing the new rule will create a disadvantage for the singers who receive what is supposed to be a reward. Here is the new rule and why fans aren't happy about it. The Voice playoff pass for singers remains controversial. The Voice has always attempted to keep things the same throughout its run, only implementing small tweaks to make the competition more exciting. However, one of the tweaks the show made back in season 23 still has some fans unhappy. This change involved the knockout rounds and what is known as the playoff pass. The way the playoff passes work is that the coaches choose one person on each team to get a competing free card to protect them from the knockout rounds. In the knockouts, the coaches pair their teams into duos and have each duo compete with the same song. The coach then has to release one of the players. They go home, or another coach can use their steal to take the player onto their team. However, the playoff pass works similarly to the platinum tickets on American Idol. On Idol, the person with those tickets doesn't have to compete at the start of Hollywood Week. The person with the playoff pass on The Voice doesn't have to perform during the knockout rounds. However, many fans feel this hurts the people it is supposed to help. The Voice fans not happy with playoff pass. The purpose of the knockouts round is for each team to compete against each other to tighten up each lineup for the start of the live rounds and fan voting. However, many fans feel the playoff pass keeps them from seeing how good the singers who receive it are. With one less performance, the other singers can surpass them for fans who get invested in the performers. The Voice fans on Reddit talked about the problems with the playoff pass. One of the big questions was whether this is any different from the coach choosing one over the other in the knockouts round. The playoff pass is the artist that gets to skip the knockouts and head straight to the playoffs. In essence, is the playoff pass artist the real winner of the battle then? I think the playoff pass is kind of stupid, and they should just go back to giving each coach a save. It's still a disadvantage because they're losing performance time and tech time, not to mention time in front of viewers. But really, even time with the coaches. In the playoff pass's first season, 2 singers were eliminated in their next performance rounds. Only one reached the finals, with D Smooth placing 3rd. On the next season, The Voice called it the Super Save. 3 recipients ended up eliminated in the next round, with the 4th going home in the semifinals. This season, the 4 singers receiving a playoff pass include Brian Ollison, John Legend, L. Rogers, Reba McEntire, Nadij, Chance the Rapper, and Madison Corbello, Dan plus Shay. What are your thoughts on the playoff pass on The Voice this season? Do you think it might hurt the singers who receive it? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. The long-running and much-loved singing competition, The Voice, has become a mainstay in popular culture, consistently drawing millions of viewers for its unique format. With its spinning chairs, blind auditions, and celebrity coaches, it's kept fans hooked for over 2 decades. But recently, a new rule change has stirred the pot, leaving fans divided and, in many cases, outright disappointed. The latest alteration concerns the playoff rounds, a critical juncture in the competition that often determines which contestants get a shot at stardom. Many fans have voiced their frustration, claiming the change undermines the essence of the show and alters the trajectory of the competition in ways that could disadvantage certain contestants. The essence of The Voice. To understand why this playoff rule change has caused such an uproar, it's important to revisit the foundational elements that have made The Voice a beloved series. What sets The Voice apart from other reality singing competitions is its focus on vocal talent over appearances. The initial blind auditions are designed to prevent the celebrity coaches from seeing the singers as they perform, so they are forced to judge solely based on the contestant's voice. This aspect alone has given The Voice a special place in the hearts of fans who appreciate the purity of talent-based judgment. The playoff rounds, typically involving a knockout competition where contestants sing for their lives to remain in the competition, have traditionally been a favorite part of the show for fans. The drama, the passion, and the edge of your seat tension all come to a head during these rounds. Up until this season, the playoff results were largely in the hands of the coaches, who would choose which of their team members would move forward to the live shows. This system had its flaws but retained a sense of fairness and excitement, as each coach had a vested interest in putting forward their strongest contestants. The controversial new rule What exactly is the new playoff rule, and why has it ruffled so many feathers? In the 2024 season, the show's producers introduced a controversial twist. Instead of coaches solely deciding who moves forward to the live shows, a new public voting system was implemented in the playoff round. While public voting has always played a significant role in the live shows, the playoff round was previously left in the hands of the coaches. The idea behind this shift, according to showrunners, was to give fans an even greater say in determining the future of their favorite contestants. On paper, this change sounds like it could be a positive development. After all, The Voice is, at its core, a competition meant to please the viewers. Shouldn't they have more say in who advances? However, many fans have expressed their displeasure with this new rule, arguing that it disrupts the show's traditional balance and favors certain contestants over others, often for reasons that have little to do with raw talent. Fans speak out. One of the loudest complaints about the new rule comes from longtime fans who feel that it compromises the integrity of the competition. Many believe that by allowing the public to vote so early in the process, The Voice is leaning into a popularity contest rather than a talent show. Instead of coaches, who are seasoned industry professionals with an ear for vocal quality and potential, deciding who advances, the public, which can be swayed by charisma, appearance, or backstory, is now in charge. Social media platforms have been flooded with reactions from disgruntled viewers. Some argue that this system unfairly benefits contestants with large social media followings or those with heartwarming stories that resonate emotionally with the public. Fans have pointed out that while these contestants might not have the best voice or technical ability, their personal narratives or existing fan bases could help them secure more votes. This sentiment has led to concerns that true vocal talent might get overshadowed by less qualified but more popular contestants. Another major criticism is that the new voting system doesn't allow for nuanced or in-depth critiques from the coaches. In past seasons, when coaches made the playoff decisions, they offered feedback based on weeks of working closely with the contestants. They could assess not only how well a singer performed in one song, but also their growth, their potential, and their adaptability across different genres. Now, with the public making the call, those factors might not carry as much weight. I used to love the playoffs because the coaches would fight for their singers. It was always about who had the strongest team, who had worked the hardest. Now it just feels like a popularity contest, one fan wrote on Twitter. The pressure on coaches, the rule change has also had a noticeable impact on the coaches, who are now walking a fine line between guiding their contestants and appealing to the whims of the voting public. Historically, coaches have been able to shape their team with a level of creative freedom, guiding singers they believed in, regardless of whether they had immediate mass appeal. Now, however, with public voting entering the equation earlier, coaches may feel pressured to select contestants with broad mainstream appeal over those with more niche or unconventional talents.